You know, my mom was a saint. And to an extent, I understand that that's hyperbolic. But compared to what these kids these days have for mothers, I gotta say, it's about as accurate as a statement as I'm probably gonna make today. So, without further ado, let's get into this one video that came across the TL. That's right, gang. We jumped in on the action with this quote unquote young lady all up in dude's face as what is apparently, or as you'll come to learn, is her kid screaming from the top of her lungs. This woman is up in the guy's face, screaming at the top of her lungs, being very, very aggressive and trying to push it towards that, physical altercation part, because she doesn't think that there is a physical altercation part that he can't partake in. But here in the West, our men are conditioned to, not want to hurt women and children. That is our thing. We don't hurt women and children. So he's just like, he's being the ultimate gentleman about this, because this broad is way up in his face and shorty really needs to fall back. And speaking of staying in one's place, sweetheart, your place should be there comforting your child. Straight up and down, regardless of what he had to say. But apparently, and as we'll learn more in this video, yeah, you've been wilding since you hopped on this train here. So she I won't let my grandmother, anybody but you. And did you hear how she jumped up in the kid's face? Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Huh? You can't match that type of energy with that type of energy. You that's something that females have a really weird comprehension of. At least in my guesstimation, my experience, is you cannot throw back the energy that you're throwing out, because all it does is escalate situations and make things worse, as opposed to in every situation there needs to be an adult, and when you're the parent, you have to be the adult in the situation. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to be the calming presence. You have to be the one that leans more towards the order, because the chaos is what we're witnessing right now. That's the thing, darling. In public spaces, it's the public's business. In public spaces, it's the public business. There was, I think it was 2020 or MSNBC, I'm not sure, but they would do these experiments where, they'd show different circumstances taking place in the public, and how people would react differently towards said circumstances. Like if a man went to beat on a woman, everybody would jump up and no man, you can't do that. No man, you can't do that. But when a woman's sitting there beating the hell out of a man, everybody turns around and starts laughing. So when you are in public, trust me, pardon, sorry guys, drinking my morning coffee. It's what's the name? When you're in public like that, it is the public's business, because we're there. What do you expect us to do? Say absolutely nothing? As long as I'm not touching my kids, you ain't got nothing to do. I'm sorry, darling, but there's certain you're not the one to place those parameters on what other people find particularly atrocious, namely your treatment of your child. You don't have to be touching them. Y'all, ladies, y'all talk about all the time about emotional abuse, and what the hell do you think this is? Now, I personally don't really think that can be a thing for guys after we hit a certain point, but the whole emotional abuse thing and trying to equate it to actual physical violence is something that feminism and their acolyte and the acolytes of that ideology have pushed for the past 30, 40 years. And the child is sitting there, and even though the child's sitting there screaming, the child's still trying to get the mother's attention. Like, yo, you wilding, like, calm down. And this lady, man, respect to the dude. Cause real talk, if you were dealing with someone if you were dealing with someone from your neighborhood, he'd have probably smacked the hell out of you by now. And now another lady comes on in, and let's see what she has to say about the situation.
Police coming.
Because you trying to protect your kid, well, I'm trying to protect my kid, and this is nuts right here. So it brings in you need a lady to talk to the lady, because dude. All he want to do with her aggression is just smack the hell out of her. But notice the difference in her talking to the lady, because she knows the lady can get physical with her.
In your house, it's your business. So now my kids are sitting right there. What? I don't give a fuck. All right. Don't touch them. That's my problem.
Oh yeah, the mantra of urban America, huh? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That is the mantra of urban America. Okay, so just really quickly, guys, if you want to know the best way to display how you genuinely don't care, here's a great example. Hear that? Nothing. Silence. That's how you know you don't care, because you don't care. It doesn't bother you. It doesn't bug you. This obviously does. And so, to my fellow urban acolytes, please know that screaming you don't care is usually how you're displaying you actually do care a lot. Did you just call and get a hoe? Okay, the kid's quiet right now, so mom, just sit down with your kid, talk it out, and stop, entertaining. But the deal is that she's just so offended that she has to keep screaming about how, this is my kid and everything else like that. And to the parents, I will always maintain this. It's your child up until about the age 12, and then it goes out into the world. And thusly, up until that point, you have to guide that child. Well, I mean, you have to guide the child their entire lives. But up until that, they're never your property. They're never yours. They're there so you can guide them and mold them into decent human beings. Not so you can get a government check. Here's the thing, darling. No matter what you got to do with your kids, if it involves all this, then yeah, something went horribly wrong down the line. Wait, she just said her kids got orders of protection against her? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord.
I'm not! That's for my dad! That's for my dad! Do you really want me to call your dad?
Yes, I want you to call my dad. You're insane. I'm sorry, kid. I really am. You were supposed to be born to two people that loved each other and wanted to make you, and thusly, guide you properly and work together in order to make sure that you are at the pinnacle of person that you can be. Unfortunately, though, we live in a world where, oh, I like your dreads. Oh man, you got a fat ass. Cream pie. All of a sudden, here you are, and it's unfair. It really is.
Yeah. Baby. Well, God's coming now.
Got something to fucking say about what the fuck I'm doing with my fucking kids. Mind your fucking business. They my fucking kids. I can do what the fuck I want to do with my fucking kids.
See, and that is that mentality. It's my child, and I noticed that far more with the females of the species as opposed to the males. The males have a grasp on reality that, hey, there's going to come a point where this individual is going to be their own individual, whereas the mother is like, this is my child, and I'll do with them whatever I want. Like, whoa there, champ. That's not how it works. That ownership of another person is what, slavery? Is that what we're talking here?
Not here.
Excuse me. So that you know, your father is gonna fuck on you just like I'm fucking on you. I don't care how does that end up bark on me.
I don't care. I'd rather them bark on me, cause it ain't gonna take much barking. Not partake like that. See, it's so like that's why it's such a like. I genuinely believe that when it comes to children, even if they are brought up in a 2-parent household, like the relationship with one will be stronger than the relationship with the other. But that's why it is a collaborative effort in raising children, because okay, yeah, I can't I'm not gonna have that same relationship with my son as I would with my daughter. But, okay, you have the mom there to be able to, navigate the areas to reach the places I won't be able to reach. That's why it's a team sport. But unfortunately, you're strong and independent. You could do it all on your own. You go, girl. You don't need no man. All that other fun stuff that is ultimately just completely destroyed Western society. Well, it hasn't completely destroyed Western society, urban Western society, without question. And they've done this because they want that child to grow up and to end up in prison. That's it. There's nothing about no dreams or aspirations or all that is fluff seller that they use to sugarcoat the fact that ultimately their preference is to have them in the system in some way, shape, or form, so the government can still keep so the government can continue to earn money off of them. So Yaya might be grandmother, Yaya might be auntie. Oof, who the hell knows?
They ain't got nothing to say. They ain't got nothing to say. They ain't got nothing to say right now, right?
Yeah, because the kid's not screaming its freaking head off like it was in the beginning of the video.
Hello? Mommy, these kids are fucking wild.
So she's saying, "Mommy," thusly, the Yaya is grandma. Okay, cool. Just so we know. And that today, kids, was your lesson in urban in urban linguistics today.
Yeah.
You absolutely right.
So the train ain't moving.
And they asked me to halfway fucking sleep by the time I got home.
Better run.
Right. I apologize. You was right.
And she apologizing to somebody. I assume her mom. Mom was probably like, having these babies ain't gonna be all as easy as you think it is. And now she's finally admitting to her mother, like, yeah, you was right. This having kids with no man thing is not that great.
Don't say nothing. Because as soon as I get home, y'all asses sure getting a dose of this.
What? What? Oh my lord. She really did just say that, guys. You didn't hear that. Oh, weirdly.
Who just said something? They ain't like what the fuck I said.
That's the thing. Why you hopping up like you the bully in a cafeteria or something like that? Come on, man. Miss me. Like, Islam's right about women. Like the meme is real. Islam's right about women.
Said something they ain't like what the fuck I said.
The whole training.
The whole fucking training.
And it starts all over again, guys. We're done here. Just, this is what we wrought. This is what 50 years of feminism has brought us. All right, it's freaking ridiculous, and it's worse in our urban spaces where that mindset and the mentality has really just locked in. To whereas you got this woman jumping up like she can go knock out a bunch of dudes. It ain't happening. But we're done here. Okay, we're done here. We've spent enough time exploring this train ride. I think they're either on the path or in the subway, 86th Street. That is definitely New York. So, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like to toss it, like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know. What do you think in the comments? Golly, man. I miss my mom. I really do. Because she was feminine. She was a black woman, but she was feminine and she was rather submissive in the cases of my father. And, they lived fulfilling lives. They lived full, complete, ultimately happy lives. And unfortunately, instead of leaning into that, what we've done is into that order that, that patriarchy and stuff like that, like these orders or white supremacy. What we've done is we've leaned into the chaos and we're like, oh yeah, go ahead, girl. Go ahead, get pregnant. Knock yourself out. You don't need no man to raise that kid. Oh, it takes a village. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, my God. It's gotten pretty out of hand. But you may disagree. And that's what I have a comment section for. So, till the next one.